It's that old sad tale of obsession, the obsession of shooting everyone without warrant. This is the Deadpool on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. With me as always in Stinker Studio A are Sam and Jackie. We just got done watching The Deadpool starring Clint Eastwood, Liam Neeson, and Guns N' Roses, and Jim Carrey.
I think this was adequately named because the movie was stagnant.
Yeah,
Dead
water
pool.
pool would have been better. I'm just going to get this out of the way right now, Sam. Jackie and I did not like this film.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought it was dull as shit.
I thought that there were, okay, in Sam's defense, there were a few scenes in here that I was like, holy fuck, yeah! And then I was like, oh, and then the rest of the movie.
And then 95% of the time, it was just them walking around and trying to... It sucks. It's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. I've always had a good time with it because there is just enough going on, and that every one of its big moments, all of its pieces, are laughable.
Did this win it even get noticed by the Razzies? Because the fucking script is atrocious.
It's garbage.
It is garbage.
Yeah, it's hard to make Liam Neeson look stupid. And,
They did a fine job of it.
yeah, he was not good in this movie. Like, I couldn't even get down for that. I was like, oh, damn it. They gave him a fucked up ponytail. And it looked like he hadn't bothered to, like, brush his hair in a while. Because it was like a matted ponytail, and it was super weak ponytail, so it was...
It might not have been a real ponytail.
No, it definitely was not a real ponytail,
Yeah,
but it was pretty awful.
It was a clip-on.
Yeah. Don't clip on ponytails. We need to look tough in an alleyway, but not really.
They brought it back for Star Wars Episode 1.
That is true.
He has the same haircut in that movie.
That is true. Yeah, and then my major beef with this film on, like, this is not a good movie, is you're supposed to, like, oh, the whole twist. It's Liam Neeson that's killing everybody so he can win his Deadpool. But then you get interactions with the actual killer, and you're like, that is clearly not Liam Neeson.
Clearly not. And that's another thing that is a staple of the franchise. Dirty Harry's the only guy that ever is like, that's not right. That happens in every one of the movies. And so they did it again. So, I mean, and I just watched them all again freshly, not within the last 2 years. I've seen all of them. So that's not really like, it's a bad job doing it, but that's just one of the things that all the movies do.
Yeah.
It just does it very poorly.
He does say it.
Something's not right.
Yeah, he does.
I thought the something wasn't right was that they got a phone call.
No, he never suspects.
And that the bomb or the get lit on fire guy is... I'm saying the presentation of all these facts is really not well presented.
There's a bunch of I think the most dubious things are really like why the killer mails the list. How all of it works out is sort of a little fishy, but it's not as blatantly confusing as some of the other movies that we've done.
I'm pretty confused by it.
Okay.
I'm
Well-
very confused by this film.
I will say the one part where I was just like, what the hell? Why is this scene in here? Was the movie critic. Because I didn't catch it when she was on the TV in the previous shot because he switched over so quickly to the news broadcast. And so I didn't really get that was the same person.
Okay.
And I had to ask.
So let's talk about Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry Callahan. I've only seen the first three, and it's been some time. And I remember the first one being a pretty damn good movie.
Very good.
How's Dirty Harry in this film? We'll start with you, Jackie. What'd you think of Dirty Harry Callahan?
Well, I'd never seen any of the other ones.
Okay.
So this was my first rodeo with
Sure,
the Callahan.
all right.
And I thought he was pretty badass.
All right.
I mean, he's got good instincts.
Shoot the guy.
Shoot
Shoot
first.
people.
Shoot everybody.
Which he does very well. I mean, he's a headshot kind of guy. I mean, he's either going for the heart or the head. He just does not fuck around. If he's
Okay.
going to pull out his gun, you are going to fucking die.
Right.
And, like, he's kind of a lady killer in this movie. I mean, he gets a lady. I'm assuming that he probably has a lady in every movie because
no.
he's
No.
pretty suave.
No, not
does
at all.
not.
Not at all. Let me ask you this. Is he suave? Because, yes, the movie is telling you that he's suave and cool and that the ladies are going to like him. Did you think, oh, yeah, this guy's the guy?
No, not once, because he's got a 5 head, not a 4 head. Yes, my corny joke for a corny movie.
He doesn't think he's the guy in the movie. Like, anytime that the Patricia Clarkson's character looks at him
Samantha.
with the sexy, he gets like, I'm puzzled by this. He's just like, gets scowly, like, I just shoot people. I suppose I'll let you ride my wiener if I have to.
Would you be swooning? Now, take away the visuals of Clint Eastwood. Would you be swooning for this character? Is there anything dreamboaty about a guy that just shoots people in the face without asking questions?
Well, okay. It would be pretty sweet if you were on a date and you thought you were going to get mugged by 2 a-holes and your dude pulls out a gun and protects you.
He wasn't protecting her. He was protecting himself. He
He
thought
almost
that they were assassins.
Killed
Oh.
2 people that were just douches.
Just some guys.
Some guys.
Well, then no. He has
No.
no redeeming quality.
He is not a
He's-
good future husband.
He's the grouchy husband that you're like, oh, come on, it'll be fun. And he's like, no, I don't want to go to Alice's for a barbecue.
I'll just shoot everybody again.
Yeah. And he's like, they're probably going to buy the cheap chicken.
Yeah, I don't.
And then
think
I'll
you-
get indigestion.
I don't think you even get invited to Allison's barbecue if you're Dirty Harry's your mate. They are not going to invite you. I really miss Samantha. She was a really nice girl, but ever since she got hooked up with Dirty Harry,
Not coming to the barbecue.
no, they're not invited. You lose all of your friends.
Unless the block party gets out of hand, and by out of hand, most people need to get shot.
Yes.
Out of hand.
Which is probably just disturbing the peace for Dirty Harry.
Oh, yeah.
You're making too much noise. Kaboom.
Yeah. I mean, he's just not romantic and he's not. You know, I really thought I had it there with the protection thing, but no. Well, he does save her in the elevator. He pushes her down on the floor
Yes, he pushes her down quite a bit.
and lays on top of her. So, you know, he was shielding her from possible bullet wounds.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Like, I'm pretty sure if me and you were in an elevator, I'll just, you know, that you would just be like, oh my God, and you'd fall on the floor and I'd still be standing there and get blown away.
I would be the idiot that
You've
would.
been shield wife.
I wouldn't even get that far. I would just dive out the windows of the elevator and fall to my death.
Oddly, the coroner's there. Ironically, he didn't get hit by 1 bullet.
He just bailed. What an idiot. Okay, so he's not a good love interest. I don't know why. I guess because everybody's got to have a love interest in film.
It was the second one, I guess, that they picked up that, hey, you need to have Dirty Harry should fall in love. Because it was a fan letter, which is why women got involved in the act. Because a lot of the stuff with the Dirty Harry after the first one, seriously, he like listens to fan letters and puts it in the movie.
Oh, boy.
And this one is more him being pissed about how much 4 went poorly with the critical review. But
Well, that would explain the scene with the dead critic.
yes, in the first Dirty Harry, he's not going. He's not romantically capable. He's not
Right.
even human.
Right, exactly.
And that's the thing that sort of the Clint Eastwood's meeting in the middle is that Dirty Harry, the character, still doesn't think he needs romance, but the romance gets him anyway. And so it's just this goofy thing where he's always wandering around grumbling about it. Like, oh, not again, not another woman that's 8, marks out of my league again.
Yeah,
I'll
she's
just
a
have
really
to do
pretty.
this.
Yeah, she's a really pretty gal,
And 30 years younger than him.
like when they're standing there in this one shot, she is obviously got to be like, I don't know, 2-3 feet shorter than he is,
He's a tall dude.
Yeah.
and she looks like she's only about 98 pounds soaking wet. She's a small person.
And in some of the shots, she may have been wet first because high beams.
I think that was the bra.
Yeah.
She had a lacy bra on in that first tight white t-shirt shot.
All right.
Anyway, let's get into this.
Yeah, let's
Justin.
get this damn fucking thing over. All right, so the movie starts out with some real bad music. It is butt cop movie music. Like, it's supposed to be, the streets are tough and sexy saxophone, but it's like Europop.
I thought it was progressive. Like they were
I-
trying to be progressive with the music. Like, this is new and exciting and you like it.
Teenagers from Germany.
Teenagers who love watching old guys shoot people.
Yeah, it was like immediately you're thrown out of the film because you're like, God, this shit sucks.
And the stuff that's popular at the time is these, horror movies, which he's making fun of in the movie again. My movies should sell more. I think I have a first question.
All right, go ahead.
Which was worse in the opening sequence? The post-production stock photography with a strobe effect or the music.
Was that a strobe effect? I thought that was just a blurry, shitty shot.
I thought they just slowed down the frames.
It could be just to where it's going at about 6 frames per second or something, which would create a mock strobe almost.
You should not fail to mention, because one of the major awful things about that is that they just keep going and going and going.
That's where I'm saying, like, the music hits you initially and you're like, wow, this is shitty music, but you sort of get used to it, and as that's happening, the visuals of this sequence just keep happening, and they're
slow
awful.
burn. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. The combo of them both, it just makes me want to take a shit. They're awful.
I'm going to say I did not like the music. I could have lived with the weird opening, blurry vision. Like, yeah, okay, it's a nighttime scene, and, you know,
Scene?
look at the little
What's
pretty
the
lights.
scene?
It's just scenery.
Yeah, scenery.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of lights, and I like pretty shiny things. So I was
Good.
like, all right, I could deal with that, even if it's a little out of focus. But the music was like, yeah, I feel like I'm going to some kind of weird German sex party.
Yeah, German sex party is a good way to describe it. I'm going to go with the shot, Sam. I kind of enjoy shitty music in film. There's no excuse for this fucking stock shit.
No, and it's really the state of the franchise has been given to you in the opening 5 seconds. You realize that the thing has come off the rails all the way.
Yeah. I can already sense that there's some people sitting in the theater at this point starting to go, uh-oh, maybe the critics were right. This is already not good, and they haven't even got past the fucking credits. Anyways, there's this ponytail guy in his little room, and he's got what appears to be a death checklist, and establishing the entire plot of the film, that there's a list of guys that could be dying, and that there's a guy with a ponytail. So you're like, oh, gross already.
The first thing out of my mouth, the first comment I made at this movie was, oh my God, look at that matted ponytail. That guy should brush his hair.
To call this one, it's a rat tail.
It's a rat tail.
It is a.
so
Let's call it
ugly.
what it is. It's
Yeah.
a fucking. It's epic for a rat tail. I mean, this is like a rat tail. If it wasn't a clip-on, that's like 10 years of rat tail.
It rivals the children from Gummo. Like, you could easily fit into a trailer park, and your part-time job is to just go out and kill neighborhood cats and then sell them to the Chinese store. That's your life, rat tail man. The rat tail guy looks out the window at the night of San Francisco, and then there's like a slow pan to the bridge, and on the bridge eventually is Dirty Harry. That's why I thought that he's looking out the window at, hey, there's Dirty Harry, which he could not possibly have done.
No, and it's worse than that because there's a stock shot in between the two.
Yeah.
And they do a dissolve to Dirty
yeah, there
Harry's
is
car, and then only leave that shot up for like 2 seconds, and then you're on the bridge with him, and you're like, just cut to the fucking shot on the bridge.
Yeah, you don't need to tie all this fucking shit together.
If you're going to do a dissolve, you're breaking time and space. Just dissolve from him to the fucking bridge.
Right.
Yeah, that was a little awkward.
So he gets off the bridge, and some guys pull out in front of him and then park behind him, and they've ambushed him. It's an ambush with assault rifles and Uzis, and they blow the shit out of his car. Like, this guy is immune to bullets.
He ducked.
That's not going to stop them.
Yeah, they missed because he ducked. That's obviously what happened here. He guts in reverse, and you see him duck. And then he backs up enough that he can run one guy over, still ducking. So they miss. Then he rams the other car and then turns his car on the side.
And meanwhile, his car is becoming pretty much Swiss cheese. There's not a whole lot left of it. Like, I think some should have hit him.
Riddled with bullets. Well, he ducked.
He ducked. I guess that's enough.
Well, and I did not get this part. Like, why did you drive into a fence and tip yourself over?
He tacos his car.
Yeah, why? I guess I'm just stupid because I don't get, like, how is that a defensive maneuver?
It seems like he's getting away.
Well,
Yeah, but then the badassness happens, and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm on board. I would flip my car over on the side, too, if I had a
So
Dirty
you
Harry
think he
gun.
did it on purpose?
I
Yes.
think he did, yeah. After the next sequence of action happens, you're like, I'm in.
because he is obviously able to jump vertically about 9 feet in the air.
That's true.
Because that's the only way he's getting out of that car.
That is correct.
And he does it.
And
He's standing on the middle rest
Yeah.
thing
He
where
bla-
he puts his sunglasses and his extra smokes.
he
He doesn't smoke.
Oh.
Don't you know cigarettes kill, and so do I. Because he fucking kills everybody. Shoots them all right in the face, pretty much.
Except for the one guy who throws his gun down and runs. He shoots him in the back.
Well, he was a fucking coward.
It's murder.
So I think he doesn't get to be a cop anymore now.
Only one witness, him. They were all bad.
I think ballistics could put it together.
Dirty, you hear it? You shot that... Callahan, you shot that guy in the back. Write it down however you want.
Yeah. I was the only one here, so I know what happened. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought, oh, boy, not good copying already.
Yeah, and he shoots the first guy right in the head, and I'm like, yeah, he's a good shot. He's obviously having to stand on something to be outside of one side of the car that's turned over on its side. Like, this guy's a badass. He's probably balancing on one foot, and he shoots everybody.
And then he just hops out of the car like nothing happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been established as superhuman.
Yeah, he's a badass at this point, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, if this is my first experience with Dirty Harry, this guy is going to kick ass throughout this movie.
So it was an ambush set up by this guy named Gennaro, who Dirty Harry put away. Is that what he's?
He's the drug kingpin.
Does that happen in 4?
I don't think so.
Okay, so that's just...
No, 4 is a group of, they're like Manson-ish fun, kill for fun gang.
Okay, all right.
No drugs at all.
Gennaro's just some guy that happened in between 4 and Deadpool. So.
Yeah, in the story world, Dirty Harry's kicking ass even in between movies.
Right, indeed. So this is a reoccurring thing throughout the film, is that he's got a hit on him from Gennaro, and that there's always guys trying to kill him.
That only really starts to happen in the second one.
Oh, I'm just talking about this film.
Oh, this one, yeah. It's been recurring for a while that there's always somebody after Dirty Harry.
All right. So I don't like that. I think it's completely unnecessary.
Any police procedural that the series may have had is so far gone in this one that it's like, if you really like police movies, you can't like this one.
No, it seems like the best case scenario to have out of this Gennaro subplot, because it has nothing to do with the main plot, none at all, is shenanigans. That's the only best case. We're gonna do some goofy gags with his action sequences, because they just aren't.
It's not
important.
substantial. All it does is set up the thing with him being in the press.
Yeah,
He's
been in the press the entire time. He's
Well,
in
he
San
was a-
Francisco Magazine.
Bad guy, though.
Yeah.
Up until this Gennaro thing, now he's finally got some positive spin.
Oh boy.
That's the only reason the Gennaro thing exists, is to set up the media deal.
So the news show up at the scene of the crime with bodies everywhere, and we get introduced to Samantha, and instantly she thinks he's dreamy. Like, she's given the long stare and the music crescendos, and
There's the slow push in.
yeah, the slow push in, and her eyes keep getting bigger. Whoa.
Just a little wisp of wind blows her hair in either direction, and she's like, how dreamy. And then it gives him the same sort of shot, and he's like, what's with your face?
So I got to ask, is she on your timeline hit list?
No, I'd still bang her right now. She looks good for being however old she is. Saw her on TV not too long ago. Ow.
Write a letter to her.
I think that would,
On a typewriter.
yeah. What the-
Call it your master
Hey.
list.
That's a great idea, guys. I can always count on you two for good advice.
And of course, cliche, the police captain is wanting to put him. You're out the streets, Dirty Harry. You're blowing up this town and blowing up our cars.
He doesn't even make sense because he isn't picking a side, whether he's mad at Harry or whether he needs him. He's like, do you know how much these cars cost?
$14,000, Bob.
Yeah, which is like, oh, we should get more of those. That's a good deal.
That's a good deal.
And then, like, halfway through the conversation, we need Harry on the streets.
I mean, why are you yelling at him about the car? Yell at him about the bodies.
Oh, you got to kill people. That's just what you do.
It's just a car.
Yeah, this movie really portrays cops as like having no real boundaries. Well, Dirty Harry really is the only cop in this movie that goes around just willy-nilly killing people. The rest of the cops are like, oh, good, you're here. Shoot that guy.
Yeah. So he gets a new partner. I am just going to call this partner Dead Meat because that's just what he looks like when he walks in. Oh, boy, this guy's not going to make it.
And they say as much.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't know his name. Do you guys know his actual name? Character's name?
Well,
They keep referring to him as the China American, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much as
Chinese American.
detailed as they get with this character.
I don't think he actually has a name.
That was Quan,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
okay, there we go.
Cookie Kwan from The Simpsons.
No.
She's pretty funny.
real estate agent.
Yeah, I'm just going to call him Dead Meat or
Yeah,
DM.
yeah.
You got DH and DM. So,
Partner 5.
yeah, partner 5, teen. Because we don't know what happens in between the Dirty Harrys.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of tweeners.
In the cemetery.
They have to, there's actually just a mass grave.
God, another one. They just throw him in and throw some lime over his
They
body.
never even put grass on it.
No.
Everybody else gets the American flag over the coffin and the sad widow and the gunfire in the air. Dirty Harry's just getting rid of two. We don't have time for that. Are you kidding me?
We'll use the hose to spray the cat orgy off of the top of it. Just to be respectful. Right. But after you're in there, the cats are just going to do what they're going to do.
So, strange cut to Jim Carrey. And he's recording a music video to Welcome to the Jungle.
Yes.
So, is it implying that Jim Carrey's character, Johnny Squares,
is Guns N' Roses.
is Guns N' Roses?
Yes.
Huh.
He's like Billy Idol or something.
As if we weren't going to fucking notice. I've heard this song before. It was kind of a big deal. I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey didn't record it.
Now, when this scene started, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was completely confused. I did not realize that this was, a movie that they were making. I'm like, why are they cutting to this scene of some weirdo singing Welcome to the Jungle with a lady in a doll dress sleeping on the bed?
It's Jim Carrey going nuts.
Doing his thing.
He's not doing anything else but being Jim Carrey.
And it is not meant to be funny, and I was almost in tears.
It's hilarious. I think this is easily my favorite part of the film.
Yeah.
Like by a long shot.
And I'm really surprised that more talk shows don't show this during his interviews. Like, hey, do you remember this really humiliating scene that you did in the Deadpool movie?
I don't think he would be like, oh, yeah, that's embarrassing. I think he'd be like, I'm the best part of that fucking movie.
No, he wasn't.
Or he'll
Nailed
be like,
it!
I'm never coming on your show again because I'm too sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. He is a sad panda. But, man.
Boy, he stinks in this, though.
I just think he's doing his thing.
Yeah, it just isn't fit at all.
Can you feel it? Huh? I mean, he's just...
The one knee? He's just like a lone high knee periodically.
It's so close to Ace Ventura that it's like...
Yeah.
Well, not to mention that I just cannot buy him as a drugged up rock guy.
No, he's too silly.
No, and he just does not have the look. Like, I wouldn't listen to his album. I'd be like, what the fuck?
The Jim Carrey album? No, I think that's a recipe for disaster. Jim, if you're listening, you do not need to make music. Just keep making those funnies. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that, sweetheart.
Yeah, he's not a sex symbol. And they were trying to make him into some kind of sexy leather pants and rock star guy. And it was
Tell
like,
that to Lauren Holly. She apparently didn't like him either.
And Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they had a baby together.
Yeah, no, girls like Jim Carrey, Jackie. He's been around.
I know. It's sad.
Okay.
Maybe he's the one that they go after their careers dive.
I don't know. But Eastwood's had his fair share, too. So maybe they got this thing. That's what this movie is like the inexplicable handsome male.
They're the
bro
inexplicables.
Club. The inexplicables.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's like, those fucking cocksuckers put me in a rat tail. I couldn't get laid for 18 months after that movie.
Speaking of Liam Neeson, he's the director of this film. I believe the film's called Hotel Satan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And this is Johnny Square in Hotel Satan?
Yeah, so it's Johnny Squares is the star of Hotel Satan, but he also needs a music video for his single, so they're They're doing a 2-for-1 deal.
Okay, so is this music video in the film?
Yes, it's
So
very
it's a
much like
musical horror.
Purple Rain, I think is what's happening
Okay.
here.
All right. Huh. I think it's not going to be a big box office take here.
His movies look quite terrible.
Yeah, like worse than shitty Italian horror, like bad Italian horror.
Which are just sometimes very enjoyable.
No, I mean like we're not talking Bava. We're not talking
We're talking about the shit that was happening around the same time, like April Fool's Day and crap like that.
we're talking about Marte Bruni or Bruno Mattei.
I like Bruno Mattei.
I do too. Real shitty though.
Yeah,
Like
these
this is
aren't
not
that good.
gonna this is not gonna work out.
No.
For the box office. But they make him like the media treats Liam Neeson's character Swan like he's fucking Martin Scorsese. Like he's a big deal. Like he's controversial, but everybody knows him and sees his movies and we want to know what's going on with Swan. Whereas I think the look at these films, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, they've got really odd names too. Did you catch any of the names?
Of his films?
Yes.
Other than Hotel Satan, kind of not really.
Whether it was the Midnight of the Hangman or something like that, and then
All right.
Idle Hands or Evil Hands.
Evil Hands or Happy Hands was
Yeah.
the other one. So they just don't look. The titles don't even make sense.
No, they don't. So Johnny's a junkie. He goes out to his trailer and hits some H.
Rides
chases-
the pony.
Yeah, chases the dragon. And then all of a sudden somebody comes into the trailer and sticks something in his throat that kills him. Does that ever
They-
get flushed out?
Said it was some bullshit.
No, it's okay. They put bullshit
Yeah,
in his
they-
mouth and
they-
he died from it.
Fill in the
Synthetic
blank.
heroin
Yeah.
that comes out of an inhaler.
Would that kill Johnny? I don't know.
He already had some in there. Maybe it's
Did he-
going to OD him. I don't.
So he OD'd.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Right, but is that the official cause of death? Is OD? Because it
Yeah.
looks like he chokes to death.
He
Yeah.
ODs.
I think he dies of bullshit.
Oh, yeah, he dies of bullshit. Okay. So Jim Carrey's no longer in the movie. Bummer.
Bummer.
Yeah. So Dirty Harry and Dead Meat are assigned to the case, and they meet with Liam Neeson, and Dirty Harry's immediately giving him guff, which is why I think that he just doesn't like Liam Neeson's character.
He doesn't like anybody
I mean, he especially doles it out to Liam Neeson.
because he's a long hair.
Yeah.
That's why. I don't like you, long hair. I don't like my Asian partner either, but he's my partner. He does bad jokes. You're long hair, though. Had enough of it.
He's just throwing toot at him. I'm like, what the fuck did Liam Neeson do to you, bud?
And I actually, in the scene with the trailer where this whole thing starts, that's when you realize that Agent or Officer Kwan is just full of the one-liners, and they're all bad.
Yeah, they are all bad. Johnny Square's girlfriend pulls up, and she fucking loses it, starts crying and breaking down, and the media's news reporters are all in her face, camera in it, and Dirty Harry's like, hey, give her some room. Back off. So he takes the camera and chucks it, and I guess that's acceptable behavior, because that's illegal. Can't
It's
do that.
not. They come to that later, that he's in big trouble for that, mister.
Yeah. You're going to get a real stern talking to.
You are going to have to go to dinner with this lady that's got the hots for you.
Ugh.
Well, what does that say about her character that she had to legally sue him to get him out on a date?
Yes. She couldn't just be like, hey, I like the way you look in those pants. Could we go out to dinner sometime, and then you can take a dump on my chest?
She said before she even put the proposition out there, she stood in front of the air conditioner for 5 minutes to get those high beams on before she came into the room.
Not I-beams.
No, just a lace
It's a
bra.
lacy
There's a high
bra.
bra, I'm not
You
telling
keep wishing yourself.
I'm not wishing. I just I can spot nipples from a mile away.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think the lady that has them and wears bras can better.
Who is that?
You would have more
That was a
authority.
joke.
Okay, fine. God damn it. I'm an idiot. So meanwhile, at the Fangoria HQ, because that's what this looks like, Rook, or the rat tail guy, is typing a list, and he's now transferred the handwritten list to a typed list, and he's mailing it out to Samantha, which, as we later find out, is the Deadpool, which is a game that rich guys play where they bet on which celebrities are going to die.
It was actually just between the crew of the film.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the only people that are playing it.
Okay, all right.
So it's just a morbid, it's just a little morbid little exercise between some friends that obviously hate each other because they're constantly yelling at one another on the set of the movie.
Right. I think the Deadpool's a little tame, though. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I wouldn't name the title of the movie it. The Deadpool. Like, ooh, bad guys. They have no respect for humankind and celebrity life and, like...
Well, it is the central piece that keeps this plot moving is the Deadpool.
Yeah.
So you got to name it that, I guess.
I guess, but it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, and the first time I saw it, I was like, it's going to be a swimming pool full of dead bodies that Dirty Harry made. It's going to be awesome, because I was like 11, and it was confusing to me.
It's like the NCAA bracket at the office. Like, it's just guys doing that. It's not sinister, the Deadpool.
No, it's not.
Barely even morbid.
So
We play it every fucking time two celebrities die. We try to guess who the last one's going to be. And every time I say William Shatner, and every time I'm fucking wrong.
So is this 3 celebrity thing? Is that where this comes from? Or was this a thing before this movie?
That is, I was like, oh.
I think that's been a thing for a long time before the movie.
Before the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't playing it before this movie because I was 10. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of like, huh, that's...
I was surprised it was in the movie.
Ways. Yeah, it's going a long ways back. So, interesting. I just don't think it's very sinister. But
It's
anyways,
not.
So, Dirty Harry and Dead Meat go get some Chinese, I guess.
They're here for really no reason.
None, other than to see a robbery.
They're just hanging out in Chinatown.
Yeah.
And then we're also seeing the partner Five's street cred is deteriorated because he used to be in the gangs, but now he's a cop. So nobody likes him, which is not important to the film at all.
Not, and never really comes up again at all. But there's these guys robbing a Chinese restaurant, which, tough guys, huh? Chinese restaurant. You're going to get out of there with about $36 and some fortune cookies. Good job.
It's worth killing all those people for.
You know, you're gonna get some nice jade, a nice jade dragon on your way home.
It's plastic.
Can I get that to go?
Do you think it really is plastic? Because I'm always impressed that they have the jade dragons. Now I'm kind of sad.
They're real, Jackie. And so is Santa and the Easter Bunny.
Well, I know those two are real. I write them letters.
The American dream, God damn it.
So he just starts blasting everybody. Hey, here's your fortune cookie. It says, you're shit out of luck. Kaboom. Okay. At no point does he say, drop it, punk, or freeze, I'm a cop. He just shoots everybody.
Which is awesome. Once again, I'm back into this movie. There's a lot of death.
Again, give me your badge, Dirty Harry. You are not a cop anymore. You're probably going to go to jail.
The third guy he shoots is in cold blood again. He's like already been shot. He's getting up. He's woozy. Probably not going to do anything.
He's holding his gun, though. Fuck him.
Because he doesn't know where he is.
Again, drop it, punk.
And no, he just shoots him through an aquarium.
Uh-huh.
Property damage on top of it.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for those fish.
And depending on how nice those koi were, those could have been champion koi.
Could have been. Also could have been plastic.
I'm disappointed
Just
again.
like the Jade Dragon. Stamp made in China right on the bottom of the fish.
There's just a lobster in there that you get to pick out, and then they pull it out, and then after you leave and eat a different lobster, they put it back in.
After you eat some imitation lobster.
After you eat something that was not at all the same quality.
Neighborhood cat.
So lobster's really stringy and not white.
And it has fur.
And the collar. This is my cat.
Mr. Whiskers! Outside, Dead Meat's doing some karate.
One guy gets to live from the robbery because partner 5 decides not to kill him and use karate. And then it underuses the karate, too. Like, you're expecting, oh, yeah, hot action. We're going to have karate in this movie.
And then it never comes back into play.
Nope.
At this point, the partner barely comes back into play after this.
Only to get shown up physically by Dirty Harry over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so stupid. So on these crooks, they have the aforementioned Deadpool list. But it's the exact same one that was in the shot earlier because it has the same rest in peace written next to the fucking
This is one of the more
person's name.
Extraordinarily poor explanations for this sequence. Later on, they say it was one of the crew was part of the robbery.
Right.
No. You're both confused.
Huh.
when they get alerted that the robbery is happening and the old man who falls out of the window first is shot, that guy is like an accountant or something for the Hotel Satan movie, and he has the list because he's playing with the other three.
So
When they find this list on him, that's
how is that different?
because he's not part of the gang.
Okay.
And one of
he's
the
just
gang-
there.
Yeah, he's just there having lunch, and he's part of the movie crew.
What an incredible coincidence.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they don't figure it out until it gets to the lady,
press.
the news lady anyway.
Right.
So the whole thing is just, it's minute 26, Dirty Harry needs to shoot some guys.
Uh-huh. So Dirty Harry and Sam go on their little date, but he doesn't. She says something to him that he doesn't like, so he throws a tissy fit and bails on it.
He just doesn't like anybody.
He just doesn't like anybody.
Except for that one lady that's lifting weights that we'll get to later.
She wants to do an expose on him,
She does,
and he doesn't like that.
even though he already did one with San Francisco, the magazine.
San Francisco, on the cover of San Francisco, the magazine.
Grumpy face.
Dirty Harry Callahan doesn't like people standing on his lawn. I think he's already done one.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
You're not cracking the case, Sam. You just pick up the latest issue of San Francisco, the magazine.
Not to mention that when you really tell the story of Dirty Harry Callahan, you already did. He shot all those people. That was already on the news. All you've got left is TV dinners and lonely nights.
Yep, indeed. Not a lot of depth. So at the funeral for Johnny Squares, guess who stops by?
I guess Guns N' Roses
Guns
does.
N' Roses.
They were some of the finest actors in this movie.
Oh, they were clearly the best. They did one thing. They had one thing to do, and they didn't fuck it up. Stand there.
Oh, they got to do more later.
Yeah, well, one does.
The other ones were standing.
Yeah, stand there.
Stand there.
And scene. Good job, boys. Didn't fuck it up. What's Guns N' Roses' deal here?
I guess you get the song, so I don't know. Maybe there's...
I understand why Guns N' Roses is in the movie. What are their characters?
I think they're supposed to be Johnny Squares' band.
Ooh, ugh. That's kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah.
What's Axl's job? Because he's not the singer.
Well, nobody cares about that. They're not a big deal yet. Like, probably after 3 months after this movie gets shot, and they're like, oh, these rock guys.
They're not a big deal yet.
This is probably concordantly happening. Like, I would say right when the Appetite for Destruction probably hits before this hits the theater.
This film is 1988, Sam.
That's their own problem for being in this movie then.
No, I think it's just like, hey, you guys want to be in a movie? Fuck yeah, dude. Let's be in this movie. We haven't been in a movie yet. We're fucking rock and roll stars.
I would do it.
I just don't know why you get G&R. Like, whatever.
Because they wanted to use their song.
You can use something else. You've already... oh, no, you can't because the only thing you've got is shitty fucking music.
Oh, they could have used Bolton and Blackjack.
Oh, yeah. So Neeson's there as well, and he gets more guff from Dirty Harry. Like, just guff. And I'm thinking, this is why I think Dirty Harry thinks that he's in it, that he's the guy. Like, there's no evidence. He's just got a feeling that it's him. 'Cause everybody's on your list.
Well, this is when he says he's going to make his own list and put him on it.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? It's your beef.
I'm going to make a list of dead guys and put you on that dead guy list. I'm going to name it your name. I don't even know your name. I don't like you. Long hair.
That's about how it went.
What an asshole. So he goes to the news channel and to visit Samantha, and they do... This is the dumbest fucking take ever. It's a double hubba cam. She looks at him, and the doves fly behind her back, and then he does the slow pan from her feet up, and then she looks at him, and she does the slow pan from the feet up.
Now, you're leaving out the most important part. They're doing the slow pan from her slippers up.
Yeah.
Her
How's that?
isotoners.
Oh, okay.
She's got old lady slippers on.
All right.
Well, they're comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
At least she's wearing pants. She doesn't have to do that on the news.
No, she does not. She's got a desk.
Okay, I stand corrected.
I'm not wearing pants right now or a shirt.
Just wearing pieces of melon on your nethers.
I'm on fire as well. How would the podcaster audience know? So they go on a date again. This time they go on a full date. And
Is it because he's like, let's go to dinner? Mm-hmm. We don't ever see that. We see walking an elevator. She has some ice cream. Then they leave.
That's true. And she
Yep.
does all the talking. Thank God. Because he has nothing nice to say.
What do you think of me, Harry? I think you got long hair. I don't like it. But you're a lady, so that's okay.
Kind of. I like everybody with the short and tight.
Hey, in Dirty Harry 3, the enforcer, his female partner has short hairs.
Yep.
There you go.
Isn't that Tyne Daly?
Yes.
Yeah, from Cagney and Lacey
Cagney
fame.
and Lacey, yes. She doesn't make it.
Damn.
Spoiler alert, she's dead. Some guys ask for his autograph, and he pulls his fucking gun on him. Like, oh, man. And they're, like, jacked about it. They're like,
Yeah.
not that they don't even acknowledge the gun. They're just like, I got his autograph. You almost were shot in the face. You should be like, this guy is an asshole.
But he's a consistent asshole that goes for the face or the heart every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Consistency goes a long way with the people of San Francisco.
It does. And she thinks it's hilarious on the way out. She's like, oh, you almost killed those people.
What a date.
What a date.
No.
The ice cream wasn't that good. There's only like 3 teaspoons of it, so.
Well, as they're riding the elevator back down, 2 other guys with Uzis blow the fucking shit out of that.
They do a bad job, too.
How did they miss?
Well, they start by the first strike is they only shoot at the top of the elevator.
Yeah.
When their victims, or should be victims, are clearly at the bottom of the elevator.
In glass windows that you can see where they're standing and only 20 feet away from you.
One guy gets his Uzi jammed and isn't even shooting most of the time.
True.
These are not good thugs.
These guys stink.
Well,
And
you know, their manager is a little preoccupied right now, okay? So it's not like they're going to get a performance evaluation in the next year.
here's your performance evaluation. Did you kill Dirty Harry? No, we missed. You suck.
Actually, he gives them their performance evaluation. You did poorly.
You're dead. So he blasts them.
The one guy almost gets away. And this is again where you're like, boy, you're such a terrible cop, because he's like, that car doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That car should matter.
It should fucking matter, bud. You got to do something about that. Like, if, stay consistent. Shoot the guy driving the getaway car. You're killing everybody else.
At least take the license plate number down.
See, ABB, call in for backup. Something, do something. But he's got now a body count of 10 people. 10 people.
He's way behind Rambo at this point.
Oh, yeah, sure. But he is...
For a straight cop, he's freelancing pretty hard.
He's leaving a trail of dead people. Like, I think that the mayor's going to call and be like, there's bodies everywhere. I want this cop's badge.
If I'm the mayor and he's shooting criminals, I'm going to be like, I'm going to turn a blind eye.
Okay, until he shoots a guy for running a stop sign. Until he shoots your mom.
My mom doesn't run stop signs.
Oh, yes, she does. Yeah, no, this is a bad cop, Jackie. Not a good guy. But he's portrayed like a hero in this film. It's just awful. So he goes to San Quentin, and he visits the Gennaro guy, and he gets this beefcake to, like, intimidate him, and it's dumb. And
Did we ever figure out who this guy is
No,
in
I
real
didn't
life?
look it up. He's some big guy.
he's a big dude.
Big dude.
Yeah.
Like, he made Clint Eastwood look kind of small, like a
And-
rail.
Uh-huh. And he's just there to, like, intimidate Gennaro into thinking that he's going to eat him at some point if Dirty Harry gets dead.
And Gennaro just doesn't need to be in the movie anymore. The only reason that they brought him in at the beginning to make him likable. Now they're keeping him around just so that he can supply Dirty Harry with bodies to shoot.
Yeah, pretty much. Is this scene comedy? Is that why it's here? Is it's
Yes, this is comedy.
It's comedy.
It's not good.
I didn't laugh at all.
Camel cigarettes are advertised.
I didn't like the scene. I thought it was completely
It didn't make any sense. And
unnecessary
the
and stupid.
way that he like tries to play both sides is dumb.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
It's like, I gave you a bunch of cigarettes, beat that guy up. Okay, all right, we're good here.
Down at the harbor, Slash has got a harpoon because he's in the movie.
Yeah,
And part of the movie is to shoot a dummy with a harpoon.
which he does poorly.
So is Slash the bad guy of Hotel Satan?
Maybe the dummy's the bad guy.
Ooh, Slash is Dirty Harry?
It's a reimagining of Moby Dick without a whale or semen.
Oh,
Well, there's a lot of semen.
Well,
Whoa!
The boat is called The Lost Souls.
okay. Good joke, Dirty Harry.
Thank you.
What's the point?
That was my point.
Okay.
So
It
is
was
the
a funny-
dummy a spooky ghost that can be killed by harpoons?
Yeah, kind of like a Scooby-Doo adventure.
Okay.
Guns N' Roses at this point in their career should think about doing a Scooby-Doo sort of television show.
Kiss did it. Why not?
Well, I think it would be the best thing Guns N' Roses could do at this point.
True.
But without the Kentucky Fried Chicken hat.
Buckethead.
Buckethead, he's on to bigger and better things for years now.
Like.
Buckethead solo albums.
Oh, yeah, Buckethead solo albums. All right.
That's what he's been doing the whole time. He jumped
also
that
had-
ship.
He also had that Love series on MTV where he was trying to find love.
He didn't take the bucket off, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Well, that's dumb.
That is dumb. Then he wasn't Buckethead. Just bumping into walls and shit.
Yeah.
It smells like chicken in here.
I can't see a goddamn thing. Listen to this.
Buckethead. All right, so the movie critic gets killed. We don't need to go into that too deeply. It's clearly not Liam Neeson, though. Like
At this point, you can tell the hair's the wrong color and the accent is just too goofy.
He's like 5 octaves higher pitched than Liam Neeson.
It's obviously someone doing a bad Liam Neeson impression.
Yes, not even close.
Well, he could be doing a Liam Neeson impression after he gets kicked in the junk. Thank you!
Yeah. So she was on Swan's list, and so the captain says, go arrest him. But they get a call that there's some guy out in the street that says, he's the killer. Hey, go pick him up instead. So they get down there, and it's this dude that's making the whole fucking thing up. He just wants people to pay attention to him and get on the news, and he's going to light his ass on fire on camera so he can be somebody, I guess.
This is not a good plan.
To light himself on fire?
Can't you do anything else? I mean, like charity work.
No, nobody cares. It's not going to make the news.
I mean, with this plan, you can execute it with $5 worth of gas.
That's true.
True. Or you could go stand on a ledge, and then you've got a pretty good chance of getting on the news, and you just get walked down.
And they'll probably do an aerial shot of you.
If you throw yourself off the parking garage and land on one of the news vans, you'd get on the news.
Literally.
Effectively twice.
You're all over the news.
All over the news van. But this scene is just more of this movie going, well, we haven't done anything for a while. Let's do this.
Let's do
And
this.
the church that they're shooting in front of is actually quite nice.
Oh.
I thought it was very pretty.
Good job, Jackie.
And I was slightly distracted by that because I didn't want to look at fucktard who's trying to light himself on fire. Somebody like me!
He took too long to light himself on fire.
Ah, no shit,
And
dude.
technically, he did light himself on fire, not intentionally. It's a really weird scenario how this all shakes out.
Oh, yeah.
But he lights himself on fire, long story short.
And-
it is his fault.
At this point, Callahan, his action is to shove his girlfriend to the ground and then dive tackle the fire guy.
And she
Into
looks
more
like she gets
fire.
hurt. Like, she goes down pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's a fast fall.
Well, the guy that's on fire, when he tackles him, he tackles him into the pool of gasoline.
Right.
And then rolls out of it. So
More
he just
fire.
shoves his girlfriend down who's not in danger.
Uh-huh.
And then throws the flaming guy into more fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets up and goes, job done.
I'm a hero. He's dead.
And he ruined the cameraman's jacket while he was doing all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he gives it back to the cameraman. You just see Stan in the background going, thanks.
Yeah, his action accomplished nothing. Just
This was
more
my-
injuries.
This was my 5-year jacket.
And we never find out if that guy made it out okay.
I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he did.
It would have been better. Like, he would have done a better service if he had just walked up, pulled his wiener out, and pissed on the guy.
Yeah. I think because of how poorly his actions went and how determined they were, that this should count as a dead body. This should go on Dirty Harry's body count for the film.
So they know that it's not that guy, but they go and visit Swan, but he's got an alibi, and they realize that somebody's just trying to frame him because they don't like him, I guess.
Dirty Harry already knew that.
Okay.
He said so in previous scenes, but
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and then he said so again. He's like, yeah, I know it's not you. I know that somebody's trying to frame you.
But I fucking hate you, and I will make you dead.
and when
Long hair.
yeah. I'll do the talking long hair. I didn't say anything. Shut up.
We could have written a great movie.
Yes.
So some old Mercedes guy is pulling out of his driveway, parks in the middle of the fucking street, and he's adjusting his mirrors in the middle of the street. And this,
So he's wearing short shorts, but then he's got a members only jacket.
he's
Which
going
is
to the
it?
tennis club.
Yeah, but you don't need the fucking jacket.
Oh, it's get it. You got to be a member to get in.
I guess so.
You got to look the part.
He doesn't park in the garage or outside of it. That's one thing that should be mentioned. His car is obviously riding the fence about being inside and outside.
You cannot close your garage door.
That's when he came home last night drunk. And he was like, good enough.
I think he would have just gone right through the garage door. I think this is his intention. I think this is a daffy old man.
Yeah. No, he's done it before. And his wife was like, if you ever come home drunk and run through the garage again, I'm going to divorce you. And so he's like, challenge accepted. So now he just pulls in halfway and just stops.
The way he backs out and then stops in the middle of the street and adjusts his mirrors and looks at himself, that guy is drunk right now, Jackie.
Yeah, well, he's blocking 2 lanes of traffic.
He is in the middle of the fucking road.
For about a minute and a half.
He could have gone longer, but something interrupts him.
Yeah.
He could have been out there for a week. But this little Corvette RC car drives up and pulls underneath his car and blows him up.
And really just changes the whole direction of the film.
Yes.
Because at first it's like, oh, is it a slasher? Now it's a... Okay, wait, what?
Now, who is this guy?
In the beginning of the movie, it shows him he's the most threatened man on television. He's a talk show host. They set it up poorly.
He was on the Reader's Digest.
Yes, he was.
Or the TV Digest.
And he's one of the guys on the list. And that's all they do to set him up was say that if you really pay close attention to the film, you know who he is, but most people shouldn't.
Ugh, awful.
Well, and they also show a clip of his show, too, where he's going around asking the audience what they think.
He's Donahue, I think.
Yeah. Where he's like, do you think that people should be able to watch violent movies? And they're like, yeah, fuck you, society.
Bad establishment. I guess it kind of doesn't matter. He's a guy on the list. He's just a guy on the list. It doesn't matter who they are. They're just guys on the list.
He's an explosion at minute 43.
Yep, pretty much. So Dirty Harry and Dead Meat go jogging, poorly, and they split up, and Dirty Harry gets tailed, but he jumps them. Hey, how you doing, boys? And he beats the shit out of them. He doesn't shoot these guys. He's about to, but then they confess that they were hired by Gennaro to be bodyguards. And spoiler alert, this is the last time we hear from Gennaro for the rest of the movie.
Well, he's in the bag now.
What is this? It's stupid, Sam. It has nothing to do with anything.
No, it doesn't. He is a device for dead bodies. He's an item of plot convenience throughout the movie, and now they don't need him anymore because they got an RC car.
Oh, boy. Speaking of RC car.
This RC car was pretty cool.
They're,
Had a license plate.
Dirty Harry and Dead Meat are in their car. I don't know what they're doing, but I guess they're going to do some copping. And the killer finds them and pulls the old RC car trick on them, but he's getting interference from these kids' other RC car. Because there's only one frequency in the world that RC cars work on, I guess.
Or they're just it's coincidence.
Yeah.
Either way.
Pure luck. But then he breaks free, and they have an RC car chase.
Yes. Car RC car chase.
It's an RC car sandwich.
Yes.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It was boring.
And
Really? This was my second favorite part of the movie.
My second favorite part of the movie as well.
I thought it was boring.
It's retarded.
It's the silliest thing. I think this is the part that, like, because before it's like dry, hot, dry, hot, dry, hot. This is so stupid that this is the part where I'm really on board with the movie.
I think the majority of the audience has walked out of the theater during this scene. This is so stupid. You can't drive a car. They're hot. They're going hot too. It's not like
this is an awesome. Like, there's a lot of jumping shitty cars and
fishtailing and slamming into shit and blind corners.
It's a fast RC car.
And the guy's driving the RC car at the same time he's doing all these other maneuvers.
He's driving 2 cars. It doesn't. How?
Well, he does have his RC car thing like built into the dashboard.
He's got a cup
he's got
holder.
a holder for it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I have no problem with that.
So it's not like he's fumbling around on his crotch area trying to get it to stay put while he drives it.
He, at minimum, needs 3 hands. You cannot drive an RC car with 1 hand. You can't. You need 2. The left stick is go forward or go back. The right stick is left and right. You can't do it. If you just put your hand over both of them, mash them around, you're just going to crash that car.
What if he had it on the steering wheel? The problem is, let's say you get it to where it's built into the steering wheel, and you're able to steer the car and use your thumbs to steal the little.
Right.
There's just no way to do it.
There's no way to do it. It's physically impossible.
What would really happen is the car would go into a storm drain and you would crash into a dump truck.
You'd be like-
almost immediately.
You would look for where'd the car go? Damn it. That was an expensive RC car. But this part, they eventually ends with them getting trapped, like they're cornered, and the RC car crawls up to them menacingly. Like it doesn't just go, it's like, gonna get you. And then there's like slow pans on their faces, and they're like, oh, in the car, like, oh shit.
Like, just get out of the car, sir.
Get out of the fucking car, you idiots.
Or shoot it with your gun.
Shoot it with your
you
gun.
Shoot everything else with your gun.
Punch it earlier and run the fucking thing over so it loses its blow up signal. Just anything. But the car, I really don't know what happens here.
The car goes underneath. The little car goes underneath Dirty Harry's car. And right before it explodes, Dirty Harry burns out, which saves their lives.
Which only causes the engine area to get exploded.
And then some shrapnel goes through and fucks up Partner 5.
Jackie, do you got any theories what happens here?
I was super confused. I thought, oh, so the tire took a majority of the impact because he kind of ran over the toy car, and so the rubber from the tire took up a majority of that impact, and so that's why they weren't killed. But overall, I was just like, oh, crappy cut there, and okay, you know what? It's moving on. It's believable. Moving on.
It's not believable. I don't know what happened.
He burned out, causing the explosion to only almost kill his partner.
Yeah. You notice that he ran over the car on his partner's side, so he's like, listen, dead meat, you're going to take the brunt of this.
It's because Ninja.
Because
only
Ninja, yeah.
The Malpaso version of that versus the canon version. They just didn't have anything. So Burnout saved his life. Squeal those tires. Direct the explosion away from you.
Boy. So they find the killer's apartment, and it's this guy named Rook. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And he's just got an obsession with Swan. He wants to be Swan, or he thinks Swan's stealing ideas out of his brain, or he's just obsessed with Swan.
He's a nut job.
Yeah, he's a nut job. It's very uncommon.
He's a schizophrenic who takes Swan's life and personality, and he switches into it periodically, where he thinks he's Swan.
Okay.
They explain that.
Disassociation.
Yeah.
Some real psychological mumbo jumbo.
Magic.
So Samantha gets a phone call, and she thinks she's going to go meet with Swan, and he's going to give her a tell-all. But it's not. It's the Rook guy, and she gets nabbed.
Well, he kills the cameraman straight up.
Yeah, cameraman didn't make it.
And then leaves him in the garage so they can figure out that something bad happened. Wasn't a very good plan.
No.
Then he's got to drive all the way there with her next to him. It's just... ugh.
To a warehouse?
Where he has an Indiana Jones and a Temple of Doom setup going.
Uh-huh.
It's at the damn movie set.
Is it?
Yeah, because of what happens at the end.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah.
All right, so it's at the movie set, I guess. And
The movie set is a fucking meat packing plant by day.
Yes,
So there's just... It's like anything can happen here is what they've set up.
pretty much. And so he pumps some Welcome to the Jungle again. Got to get those. Hey, we paid for it, boys. We're going to use it twice. Ugh.
Hot track.
Yeah. So somehow Dirty Harry knows to go there. He just does. He shows up.
He just shows up. I guess there might be... My only thought is because it's the movie set, this is his hunch, is that he's going to the movie set to finish his crimes. Or they found the dead...
Pool.
No, the dead cameraman, and somebody else knew where she was going. But he wouldn't have known. It's just... Yeah, he just shows up. He just shows up.
Yeah. And he has a standoff with him. She's taken hostage, held at knife point. Drop the gun, Dirty Harry. Don't do it, Dirty Harry. He'll kill us both.
Wow, that was really good. Yeah, well, I mean, it was like total. I thought I had a flashback that I was back in the movie again.
Oh, that's terrible for you. I'm sorry. I won't do that ever again.
With the sort of brilliant accuracy that he displays through all of the movies, this whole standoff is no good for anybody who's seen Dirty. It's a knife. He's not. Just shoot him.
Just shoot him. Yeah.
Just shoot him.
He's like, what makes you think that the reflexes won't make me flex
be able
and
to kill her
stab
after
her?
I'm dead. Physics.
Physics. Yep. Purely just physics.
Well, like, what makes you think? That's
Yeah.
how that should have gone. Mid-sentence, no more brain.
But he locks the door, like, now you're in here with me. But then he drops his gun.
And then runs away eventually.
And then runs away.
Yeah, this started off like the Kenny Rogers song, "The Coward of the County," right? You could have heard a pin drop when he closed and locked the door.
Uh-huh.
And then he went and beat up all the guys that raped his wife. But then it was like...
That's a much more action-y and interesting set of events.
Yeah, but then this just is like, give me your gun. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then he knocks over the camera, and that causes the lights to go out.
So it's dark, I guess, enough for them to escape, sort of.
Runaway-ish. Ugh. And they chase him around the warehouse, and then Rook eventually runs out of bullets. He's only got 6 shots because he takes Harry's gun. So he runs down the...
Did you guys count?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Did you get 6? Because I
Yeah.
only got 5.
I
only
got
got 5.
6.
I
Because
only got 5.
the first one, he shoots himself.
I counted that.
And then, no, there were 6. I counted.
Huh. I
only
got 5.
Yeah, you're outnumbered. So he runs down to the pier, and Rook chases him, but he loses him. And, he's behind him, and he's got a fucking harpoon gun. He's got the harpoon gun, which is why I was like, what the fuck? 2 harpoon guns? The one that Slash had was mounted.
It's like when Rambo takes the M60 off of the mount, the tripod.
Yeah, I think you need some tools to do that.
Not if you're Dirty Harry.
Yeah, I guess.
You can just jump out of a car. 8
I don't
feet
like
in
the
air.
way you look, harpoon gun. Jump off of there.
He has a nice
my
haircut.
Yeah.
He can do things like this. He dresses in a suit.
So he shoots him in the fucking chest with the harpoon. And then that's the end of the movie. They walk off, and the captain's like, "Where's Rook?" "He's back there hanging around." That's the end zinger. Then credits. So I want you guys to give me your harpoon gun zingers. Jackie, you go first.
Let's put a fork in it. You're done.
Has nothing to do with a harpoon.
Yeah, but then he shoots him with a harpoon.
Yeah,
irony.
Mine are
I have 2.
I've got a few, and some of them don't have harpoon joke, but
Okay.
they are related enough.
Go ahead.
Such as this one. "You're stuck to a shed, Mr. Dad."
Okay, that's pretty good. Mine is, so you're the catch of the day.
That was lame.
Oh, mine are all lame.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's one that's sort of lame too. "Let me get to the point," and then shoots him with a harpoon gun.
Yeah, I think that's in like 6 movies.
"We did have a whale of a time, and you're the whale."
Yeah, I wanted to do a
I
whale
couldn't-
joke. I kept just thinking,
Oh, I got a whale one too.
whale? Like, whale? That's over. Pretty dumb.
"Shut up, blowhole." Shoots him. That was my whale joke.
"I love me some poon." Just because you have to.
Yep. You should try to not be so stuck up.
"Stick it." That was it. That was it. "Stick it," and then shoots him. That was my last one.
Okay. I got one more. Okay. Looks like you're always trying to stay above your peer.
That was awesome.
That was terrible.
"Consequently, I didn't enjoy most of this." That's his final closer.
Hey, me too. All right, question time.
I have none.
Oh, really?
I want to go first.
Sure.
What does this film try to say? What's the moral of the story? What's Dirty Harry telling us? Because I'm confused about that primarily.
Everyone considered him the coward of the county.
I don't know. I think that he wanted to say something about the media and movies, and I don't think he did.
I don't know what the message is.
I think he kind of got a little preachy about the news reporter thing, especially when the new widow or the girlfriend or whatever is having her panic attack after she finds out that Johnny is dead.
Right.
And, throwing that camera and then having the reporter, Samantha, apologize to him later that she was out of line. And I think that was a pretty big indication of you guys are all fuckheads.
Yeah.
What does the killer have to do with that?
That's where I'm like, it's not the message of, he has complaints about the world that he puts in this movie, and subsequently the movie then becomes about nothing other than him complaining.
but by him doing that, because here's the thing, if he's complaining, what my impression is that he's complaining about people critiquing film and saying that film can make people do things. I
can't tell you.
I don't know what the fuck he's trying to say here.
There's a bunch of airing of grievances that are unrelated and sporadic throughout the movie. It doesn't mean anything. It's just, I don't like this.
I don't like stuff.
Yeah, that's all that you really get. I will go so far to ask, what genre is this movie?
It's not, I would say it's not action-y because it's fairly low on action. It's a lot of, there's 2 sequences really that have action.
Yes.
I would consider this a thriller.
Really?
Crime?
I have a very strong argument as to what genre this film is.
If you say a musical, I'm going to punch you in the face.
No, it's filled with intentional jokes that are not funny.
No, really not
and
funny.
The only real storyline in the movie that's continuous is the romance between him and her. It's the worst romantic comedy
It's a
that has
rom-com.
ever been made.
Yeah, I could subscribe to that. It's a shitty rom-com. Blech.
Do they retire to a life of meatloaf forever, or at least until she leaves him, at which point Dirty Harry 6 happens and get off my lawn?
Yeah, I think she leaves him within a couple weeks. Well, she moves in with him because she thinks that she can still change him. Like, I can change this one. This is a project.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay, but he just will not get out of the bathrobe and not stop eating TV dinners and watching fucking Matlock every night.
Yeah.
And then falling asleep in this easy chair. Come to bed, Dirty. No.
That actually leads me to my last question and answer, which is, what happened the night that he stayed over?
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
You're like,
They just glaze over that.
hot sexons? No, what really happened is he sat on our couch, put his feet in some hot water, and watched a Smothers Brothers marathon
Yeah, Smothers Brothers.
without laughing once. And anytime she tried to talk to him, he was just like, I like this show. Do you? Because you're not laughing at it.
Would anybody be alive if all cops were Dirty Harry?
No. Frank Castle and Harry Callahan could make this a dead planet.
A dead planet. What
That's
happened
actually-
here?
That actually happened to Mars. That's the face on Mars is Harry Callahan going, sorry.
If the idea of a hero is somebody that we should all aspire to be, we're all dead. If Dirty Harry's all of the cops, nobody lives anymore. Street justice, my way. What a dickhead. What do you think Dirty Harry's favorite type of pet would be?
A chinchilla.
A chinchilla? Okay. I was going to say he seems like a Mr. Kitty type of guy.
I was going to say a shit weasel.
Shit weasel.
What's with the shit weasels, Lenny?
Yeah. What about them?
They're pretty self-sufficient.
Harry Callahan keeps them as pets. They're not that bad.
You know what I keep as my pet? My eyebrows. Yeah. They're fucking caterpillars up there. Those aren't real eyebrows.
Well, they arched them up like on the sides. Dring.
We're talking about a different movie than Dirty Harry. All right, so what happened to those bodyguards? They never showed up again. Did he, like, say, I don't need you and get the fuck out of here?
I think they probably figured that he didn't need one after that.
Okay.
Or that maybe they changed careers because, like, you know what, Steve? You and me are real bad bodyguards.
We're not cut out for this. All right, so, you know, I hate to say it, Sam, but I am not going to recommend this movie. I give this a do not. I thought it was just too dull. The low parts were too plentiful and too long, and the awesome parts were too few and far between.
I'm going to say don't.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Justin. There were some funny scenes in there that I did like, but overall the movie dragged, and I had a hard time trying to stay awake.
I say do because it's the death of a franchise. It's a horrible way for a big moneymaker to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And that ultimately I did not agree with this is also the third time I've seen this.
Okay.
And I still had a nice time with the first shootout, the Chinese restaurant, the car scene, the tennis anyone, the car chase nonsense was ridiculous, and finally ending with the most stupid, like, he just shows up with the harpoon and harpoons
Just
like
out of the smoke.
and that there's 7 scenes that are extraordinarily stupid and quite laughable, and that's enough to get me over the top and say, yeah, you should watch it because it's really fucking stupid.
Well, there you go. There's the Deadpool for you. Next week is Jackie's pick with Jim Wynorski's first appearance on the show with 976 Evil 2. So that should be awesome. I look forward greatly to that. I'm a huge Jim Wynorski fan, so...
I'm looking forward to the boobs.
Yeah, there's going to be some. I don't know. This was early 80s Jim Wynorski. There might not be that many. But
He
there's
worked
still
him
going to be a
into
bunch.
Chopping Mall.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets them. He figures out how to get them in there.
He knows how to do it. All right, come back to us then. In the meantime, get to your chopper. Get to the chopper with the harpoon gun. Get to the boat chopper. I'm trying to work in the harpoon gun.
Well, in Dirty Harry 3, he blows up a helicopter with a missile launcher. Don't get to that one.
Don't get to that chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.